How do you do rent and rank with a full-time job, with the job, with the 9 to 5? How do you do it? A lot of you listening to this video right now are probably people that have to wake up, get dressed, go to work, whether it's at your house or at the office. And you, in order to live your life, in order to pay the bills, in order to put food on the table, you have got to show up at a job at least until you can make enough money with another revenue stream, hopefully this one, to quit your job or to transition out of it. But how do you do this model? How do you do the rent and rank model while holding a full-time job? And I want to let you guys know, contrary to what you, by the way, I haven't even introduced myself. You should already know, but my name is Nick Wood. I've been doing this business model for over 6 years. It hasn't been pretty. It has been a lot of bumps and bruises and scratches. And there's times I've wanted to give up. And there's times I almost quit. And there's times I thought that I wanted to just light the whole thing on fire. I'm going to be honest with you. But it is, in my opinion, the greatest business model on the planet because it is recurring. It is scalable. It is low barrier to entry. It has assets attached. It is so many things that other business models that I've tried are not. And that is why I love it. And that's why you're seeing it become more and more popular. And I believe it is going to explode in the coming months and years. But anyway, when I got into this 6 years ago, I had a full-time job. And not only did I have a full-time job, guys, because there's jobs that are full-time, and then there's jobs that are full-time that actually require attention. They require energy. They require you being present. And one of those is a commission job, because if you think that you're going to show up for a commission job and have your mind elsewhere, you're not going to make any money. You're not going to put food on the table, and you're not going to be able to provide, and you're not going to be able to do anything. And so those of you that have jobs where you can basically just show up and punch the clock, you have it good. Those of you that maybe work at the gym and you have a little bit of leniency and you can read or you can study, or maybe you work a security job and you have a night shift, or you're like, for example, my brother's a cop and he's not a busy 100% of the time. So it's a perfect example where maybe he's driving, he could listen to a podcast. Maybe he's driving, he could listen to some training. But those of us that maybe have 9 to 5s or had 9 to 5s that were, they demanded your attention, they demanded your energy. How do you balance? How do you do it? Well, first and foremost, you can do it. And there is time. Okay. Guys, when I got started in this, I had a door-to-door sales job. My schedule was as following. I'd wake up around 7:30. You're like, dude, wake up earlier. Guys, I was going to bed late. I'd wake up 7:30. I'd go straight to the gym. Boom. Come back, make breakfast, shower. While I was doing that, I would be studying. I'd be listening to sales material. I'd be preparing for the meeting that we had, et cetera. After that, showered, et cetera, I'd study a little bit. Then I'd go to a meeting. After the meeting, I'd come back and get a little bit of lunch. After lunch, boom, we were on the doors. By 1:30, 2 o'clock every single day, I was literally outside pounding on doors, door to door, trying to peddle home security systems. And as I'm thinking about this, I'm getting like chills going down my spine, thinking about that actually being how I made money. It was terrifying. And I did it for 4 years. But I, at the same time as doing that job and providing, it's how I made money. It's how I provided for my family. Every single night, as soon as I would get done, I would go to Chipotle, grab food after the gym. If I hadn't done it earlier, I would grab Chipotle. I would come home, shower, eat, and I would lay on the floor. And from 10:30 to midnight, 12:30ish, I was building my business. I was only getting 2 hours a night in, and they were not the most high energy hours, but I was doing it. I was making it work. So I want to let you guys know, number one, yes, it is possible. There's no excuses. Yes, yes, and yes, you can start this business and you can have a ton of success. I have a very good friend, student of mine. If you guys haven't already, you need to check out his interview that I did with him. His name is Ryan Dalton. He is an attorney. He is a lawyer. He has a big boy job, a job that requires his attention and a lot of it. And he travels. And in his first year of working with me, his first year of doing Rank and Rent, his first year of being in Digital Landlords, he went from $0, from never heard of this business model, to doing over $30,000 per month in 1 year while holding a 9 to 5 job. So guys, do not try and tell me in the comments that you can't do this, because you can. Okay. So you can do it. It is possible. And there is time. You just have to figure out how to either get more stuff done in less time, or you need to just sacrifice something. You need to prioritize. Okay, guys, I want to give you a couple tips. There's going to be certain things that you're not going to be able to do like some of the people that are able to do it full time. And I'm going to give you an example. One of the things I would highly recommend when you're getting your first couple deals, when you're running this business, is we always give business owners leads in advance. We always give them a couple leads to taste, touch, feel, to smell in advance. Okay. And I always recommend that you do this with a live transfer. You take the lead, you answer it, you call the customer, you call the business owner, boom, you patch them together, and you do that 3-4 times. It speeds the deal up tremendously. And you're sitting there going, well, I can't do that because I have a 9 to 5 and I can't be by my phone. That's okay. We improvise. And here's what I used to do. Is instead of worrying about answering every call, because there's no way I couldn't be sitting there pitching someone on the doorstep and go, oh, hang on, let me answer this. It's a tow truck lead. Or, hey, let me answer this. It's a concrete lead. I couldn't do that. I would let all the calls go to voicemail, and I would set aside a certain time, let's say 5 o'clock, and I would spend 30 minutes and I'd go through all the leads that came in from my 2, 3, 4 different sites, or my 2, 3, 4 different campaigns, because I didn't have the sites built yet, let's say. And I would call the leads back and I'd say, hey, this is Nick with Bentonville Concrete. Sorry, I missed your call earlier. How can I help you? It looks like you're looking for an estimate, right? Yep. Oh, by the way, I'm calling you from my cell phone. That's why I have a Utah area code or whatever, right? I would always catch it before they asked about it. That's what I would do. And I would say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let me get your information. I would grab the address. I would grab the phone number. I'd grab what they needed. And I would say, awesome. Give me one moment. I'm actually going to grab the business owner. I'm just the call guy. Let me grab the business owner. Let me get you on the line with him. Let's get you scheduled. Hold on one second. I didn't ask, I would tell. And so from 5 to 5:30, I was able to knock out all my leads. I didn't have to be a victim to my phone. I didn't have to be a slave to my phone. And you can do this for different areas, guys. I know it's not ideal. I know it would, in a perfect world, you have somebody that's answering the phone and we're grabbing calls as soon as they come in, but that's not reality. The reality is you have put yourself in a position, whether it's because of a situation out of your control or by decisions that you've made, where you have got to go to a 9 to 5 in order to pay the bills. And that is on you. And that's just the reality. And I was in the same spot a couple of years ago and it sucked. And I remember looking at people in these groups going, well, man, it sure would be easy if I had a full time and I could do this. Imagine how much money I could make. Yeah, it is a lot easier, but it is still possible. And the alternative is nothing changes. The alternative is you're still in the same job 6 months from now, a year from now, 18 months from now. So it's up to you. You decide. So first and foremost, yes, it is possible. You can build this. You could build a massive business to the tune of over $30,000. Go watch the interview with Ryan Dalton. It's here on the channel. In 1 year, this is not somebody that knew this business model before. It's not somebody that had an online business before. It's somebody that literally said, hey, I don't want to always have to go to my job forever. I'm going to start building something. They found this business model. They found my group. They ended up jumping into Digital Landlords, scaled to over $30,000 in the first year while holding a full-time job as an attorney and traveling the world. Doing what they do is insane. Go watch the interview for more details. So yes, you can do it. Number 2, you have to improvise a little bit. But guys, what's the alternative? The alternative is you either improvise and you change your situation, or you stay put where you're at and you stop complaining. Guys, that there is a way to do this. It is possible. I've seen tons and tons of people do it. If you are somebody with a full-time job and you're like, man, I can't do this, because yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you have questions about your specific situation, or you want to share your specific situation, do it in the comments. Let me or those of us reading the comments come up with some ideas to help you as you make that transition from the JOB to living the life of your dreams.